So I thought I would throw my hat into the ring for this for Age of Sigmar, talking about Seraphon. I do a lot of listening to some of the other great shows online currently with talking about Age of Sigmar, the hobby, and different strategies. And I just feel like it would be worthwhile to throw my head into the ring about Seraphon and just kind of being able to, talk about some strategy and tactica with them. I am in no way a professional in any way for this. But I just thought, they deserve a little bit of love in the hobby, especially with the new handbook that's really giving them a huge boost in the new General's Handbook 2017. I think the first thing that really comes to mind for me is to talk about the way that lists can be put together. And I think one of the bigger things is just really accessing models that you care about, but also that models can be, competitive. And one of my biggest things that whenever I'm playing is figuring out, what I want to play, but then how can I make that competitive? And I think that's a big question that a lot of people like to answer. And so that's kind of what I want to, talk about is building some lists with Seraphon, talking about, how would I like to use them? How does that work out? Would it be competitive? Does it hit all of those marks? Just because after, seeing and hearing with others talking about their competitive lists, what does it bring to the table? You see is it unit spam? How's it holding objectives? What's the mortal wound output? What's its just regular damage? Who's your heavy hitters? Who is your force that's being able to sit there on the objective? So I think looking at that, Seraphon has a lot of really unique things, and in that you have to figure out what you're willing to sacrifice, even though that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be successful in the list. So I figured I'd just throw my hat into the ring and I'll come up with some better material, with the next videos to come out. And obviously I would like to get better at doing this than just doing it while I drive. But I think it would be an added benefit to the community, because I don't really see anything out there searching for people talking about, my army. And that's one of the bigger, it's not a huge section, but it is a worthwhile section to talk about. It's a portion, it's a percentage of those playing, and especially now with it, becoming potentially a more competitive army, I think it's just worthwhile to dig into and talk about it. Worst case scenario, you at least got to talk about your models, right? So that's just all I really wanted to throw my hat into the ring and just start off by saying, hi-ho chariot to the Seraphon army.